Welcome to the monthly check-in for the 8% Club. I'm Grant and he's Lewis. We're going to go over some updates, what we've been up to over the past month between the previous check-in and now. We are two mates who are trying to keep each other accountable to build side hustles, side businesses, explore a bunch of ideas that we've been sitting on and procrastinating on. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. How you doing, man?
Good. Not too bad. I'd say I'm just diving straight into it here. I want to. I'm finding it hard to say a less productive month, but I feel like that's from a sense of what I've worked on. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But it's also been productive. Do you know what I mean? Started going back to the gym, which trying to look after myself a bit more, as a continuation of kind of what I was doing before as well. But yeah, idea wise, I'd probably say a little less productive than the previous months, which is fine.
That is fine.
But,
Do you know why it's fine?
Why is it fine?
Because I'm in the exact same boat.
Nice. It's
Exactly
always
the
good
same.
when it's not just me.
We said this last time though, right? Like you got to get mentally and physically in the right space before you can start to tackle any of these other things.
Yeah, for sure.
It's also been I'd say it's not been unproductive, but I haven't made as much progress on the side project part that I wanted to make the progress on. We can get into that.
Yeah. I wanted to ask though, you are doing October reset.
Mm,
So how has that been? Because I've seen that you've been pretty active, so I kind of know, again, from that point of view, you have been productive, right?
yep. Yeah, I did an October
Yeah.
reset. It started so this is funny. It started off as a sober October, and I spoke to you in the last episode. I guess it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be part of my update. I was going to do like access granted, and it's like these like I'm going to film
Oh
these
yeah.
little experiments and just make little movies, little fun videos, like what we're doing. And I thought this would be like a good way to track and keep myself accountable, like if I'm recording each day. And then after, like I'd recorded that first video, I was sitting here, and I'd had a drink the night before because I was like, oh, if I'm doing October reset, I might as well have a beer. But
Fair.
as I recorded that video, I went, fuck, you're out of shape, brother. Like your face is swollen. You need to cut some shit out. You need to fix yourself now.
Damn.
So I think the summer caught up with me pretty quickly. And it became like a full blown October reset. So like we were making our own pasta and cooking a lot of healthy meals. Wasn't like calorie count or anything, but I was not drinking, eating healthier, and then just like not going all in on exercise, but definitely exercising more than I normally would, a lot more than I normally would. And it felt great. Like stuck to it. Had the odd cheat meal maybe like a couple of weeks in.
Yep.
We got some takeaway stuff, but it felt like balance. It felt good. And then I got to a point where I was like, oh, I'm not like with the work thing. And afterwards, folk went out to the pub. There was like a sunny day, sitting across from the Shard on the Thames. I was like, I'll have a Coke and then I'm going home. Like I can't, like I don't want to be sitting around at a pub really. I was like, I maybe missed out a little bit there. Like it would have been a fun night still.
Yep.
And then another mate said, oh, do you want to go to the football at the weekend and watch it from one of the pubs? I was like, I'm not drinking, so I'm not going to sit in a pub and watch football because everyone will be rowdy, everyone will be on it. And then it got to I think the 29th, and my other friend, who has a season ticket at Arsenal, said, oh, do you want to come to the Arsenal-Liverpool game? I was like,
Yep.
oh, definitely. I was like, I'm not drinking though. And we got there, we were a little bit early. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to buy my pint. He's giving this ticket for free. I'm going to buy my pint. I'm going to buy myself one. Like, I'm not going to not enjoy social situations. Like, I think I've done quite well. So I didn't do the complete sober October, made to the 29th, and then
not
had a
bad.
drink. But I think it's, like I was tracking a lot of this stuff on Whoop, and like my wrist and heart rate went down. My sleep improved quite a lot, just from not drinking, exercising. So it's
Nice.
definitely been the reset that I needed to set some better habits for the rest of winter, rather than
Yep.
eating Christmas sandwiches and getting fatter.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you think it's stuff that you will continue like forth from now, or do you think it's just something that you'll make an effort to do like every few months? You know, just like, right, this is a reset month. I've had a couple of months of doing whatever I want.
Yeah, I am. So we've both looked at or read Atomic Habits. I think it's like there's a part of that in it where I was trying to build just better habits in general, not like do a. I don't want to
Yeah.
like take the piss and then have a reset. Sorry if anyone can hear banging. It is fireworks night as we're or bonfire night as we're recording this.
5th of November.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't have to do like a reset thing. I feel it's probably quite unhealthy. It's a bit like when you binge drink and then you didn't for a while, but then you binge drink. It's probably still unhealthy for you. So yeah, I'm trying to make some healthier habits. So things like, all right, or tying it to habits that I already do. So like the kids in bed, tear up some dishes. I'm going to go out and cycle tonight, and then I've got the app all set up on the computer. Like it's easy for me to access, and the bike's sitting out ready to go. And I've got routes that's set up that I'm going to go and cycle, so that I can keep doing that. And there's like challenges that I'm taking part in on the app, so that that I can committed to like getting better and better. And I think that like progress quite addictive, and so hopefully these are things that stick. And I think they're habits I mostly had before, just over summer when you go on like holiday and then you go away or whatever, you're seeing friends, you visit family. The sun's nice. I think it's easy to just enjoy it more than not. And I think I seen something that was like self-care isn't like relaxing, sitting, chilling in your bed, having a long lie. It's taking care of yourself when you need to, which might be exercising. It might be, cooking fresh food when you need it. Your body needs it. So I'm trying to practice that a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think we spoke about this before, but I find with all these things, there's quite a bit of, you need to find balance, right? And I know that sounds like the most obvious thing to say, but even this month I've found like there's obviously health benefits to going to the gym, but equally I found myself like not naturally being more tired as a precursor, but then I was still trying to I was going to the bed at the same time and getting up at the same time, so then that tiredness quickly catches up on you, so you think, oh, I'm smashing this, I'm motivated, I'm sticking to the gym, this is going to make me feel amazing, but then it's like, but you also need to do other bits and still look after yourself. You can't just like start running on a treadmill and you'll just feel better. So yeah, I don't know, I think you need to just look after yourself and focus on happiness as well as just hitting one thing. 100%. I don't think one thing fixes everything, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
100%. So you've been a bit of a, is that a reset as well, is that what you call it? Like how's your month been for fitness and health, focused on yourself?
I think overall it's been okay. And yeah, I think it's just finding my feet with that stuff, to be honest. Like, as I say, obviously I was trying Whoop, which for me I just don't think works, so that is what it is. But yeah, going to the gym has definitely made me feel good from my point of view. Like, I've added this now into my routine. I'm sticking to it most of the time. Like, it's kind of it's not an everyday thing for me. Yeah. It's like every second day or whatever. So it changes each week, but still doing it and knowing that I've done it and I'm getting up in the morning doing it. But then having to obviously adjust my usual routine on the back of that, like trying to go to bed a bit earlier so that I don't feel as exhausted the next day and stuff. So it's been okay, but it's been a bit up and down whilst I try and like figure that stuff out. I think I did just, as I said a minute ago, like I was a bit naive, just thinking, just smash to the gym and maybe watch what I'm eating a bit better, and I'll start feeling like I've got more energy in the days and all this stuff. And it was kind of the opposite. And then I was like, this sucks. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's part of it. It's probably the key part is like, if it sucks, you're probably on the right track. You just need to kind of figure it out. So
that's fair. Do you have
overall okay?
Do you have like metrics or like things that you track though, so you know like, oh, like this is, so obviously like how you're feeling and stuff is a bit more subjective, but are you trying to like, oh, I'm going to lift heavier stuff, or I don't know, I'll try to like make sure I get 7 hours sleep, and I think exercise will help with that. Like, what's your like, do you have like goals that you track for it?
Yeah, so ish. So I don't have any set goals, but I guess I've got stuff in my head that I try and do. So I'll be totally honest, like my fitness was atrocious, which is why I just decided I have to go to the gym. Like, you know, even a minute of running, which wouldn't happen often, but just like messing around with a dog or something, I'm like, I'm going to see if he'll jog beside me because he's a tiny thing. And then after like a minute being like, like this is
he's
not fun. Yeah, pretty much. And then you go to the gym the first time and I'm just like trying to actually run. And this sounds so embarrassing to say, and I'm glad because it makes me want to fix it. But like trying to run continuously for like a few minutes, it's like actually very difficult if you've not done it. So like in my head it was like, well, if I can at least like the treadmills have like a preset 5K setting, and it's like you can just keep going until you finish it type of thing. So like trying to finish that in the normal average time of a human being, is like the first goal, and then I'll maybe try and shed some minutes off of that, and then get to a point where I can do the
That's
whole
cool.
thing without like, excuse me, walking and running. So there is goals, but kind of just little ones in my head. And the same with the weights is just like first time you go stick it in there, can I do it? Yeah, I can do it. Like these machines and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I can do it, and I can feel a bit of strain. Next time I'll up it by the next one and then see how I feel. So
That's fair.
I probably should document some proper goals, but for now I'm just like, as long as I start to feel fitter, that is the main goal.
That's it. I guess like there's two approaches to it. One is like goal driven, and process. Like if you're just enjoying the process, those goals in the back of your head, but they're less like cemented. I think it's still a good thing. For me, it was like weight is the easiest thing to track. So I've got like the Withings scale in the bathroom. Every morning I can stand on it, and it'll give you like your lean mass, your body fat percentage and stuff, so you can start to track it over time. So over the 31 days, I lost 11 pounds, which is like 5 kg, which I was quite chuffed with. But then like the lean mass didn't go down, like it was fat that was burning because I was exercising and still eating properly. But for me, like that was like stepping on each morning and being like, you're down 0.4. It's like, yes, I am. Let's go. Like, stick to it.
Small steps.
Yeah, and then things that I was using the Whoop, and I was seeing like my resting heart rate like trending down. Just by I believe that like I'm going to assume the most of that was just like cutting down on like very unhealthy foods or things with sugar probably. That helped that one a little bit, but seeing it sort of go down over time in the Whoop app was like again like one of those little signals where I was like, oh, I keep going, like I wonder how low this can go. But I guess there's maybe a point where that gets to an unhealthy limit, and that's where like you say like balance comes in. And I said about like still want to do stuff with my mates and go out and enjoy things, and I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I've got you in life, and then my goal isn't to be the fittest person in the world. Is to enjoy this life as much as possible.
Yeah, I think that's it, and I think there's something admirable about people who, dedicate their life to like the gym, or like power lifters and stuff who'll count the macros of every meals and stuff. But it's like, that's fine if you want to say this is going to be like 80% of my life. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And you're happy with that, like great, that makes you happy, crack on. But for me, I don't want to be a power lifter. I don't want like a bulging 6-pack or anything. I'm kind of just like, I feel in shape, I look in shape, I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me. I want to do some random bullshit.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Like this.
100%. 100%.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now I'm glad you found some, I don't know what the word I'm trying to say is here, but I'm glad you stuck to your reset anyway, and it's mostly paid off, man.
Same, man. I feel like I thought I'd been, like in my head, it's weird one because I was like, I thought I'd been healthy, like I'd been cycling quite a lot over the summer. But like when I look back, I was like, oh, that was not balanced though. Like that was just like damage limitation for a very fun summer, an all-inclusive holiday and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm also glad I maybe like that video, and it was like sense check where I went, oh shit, that's how I look.
So that is what you did, just a little like cat looking in the mirror with the phone out type of thing.
Should we get to the updates? We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
let's do
it. All right.
So I'll start then.
Okay, cool.
2 things I said I'd do last month. One was dictation UI. I'll get onto that second. I'll start with the other one, which was access granted. Had this idea for a YouTube channel to track these type of experiments. In short, launched a YouTube channel, made a video. This one was about building my new road bike, which caused some controversy for the road biking community.
Yes, not pedals. Mention any pedals here yet.
But that I thought was quite fun, and I made some silly little videos. So the road biking one I think had like 5,000 views, which was quite sick, like building a bike. And then the one of the shorts, which is like a little TikTok funny thing, I think had like 15,000.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's impressive.
Which is cool, yeah. It's a girl singing over someone riding a bike, and I've got a feeling that maybe the guys commenting thought I was that girl singing, and it's probably.
I did want to ask about that actually.
It's not me singing.
It kind of sounds like it could be you with a voice changer on there.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have the deepest, most baritone voice, but I think there's like a lot of the comments were like, "Oh, I'm not the one making up songs. Me too, liking it and stuff and following along." I was like, I don't know if you know, I'm also a dude, but
hey, why not?
Funny little video. But yeah, as part of that, I was going to record this 30-day reset, and there's like a few takeaways from it. So I started to record just like day one. Here's what I'm up to. I was recording little bits of like B-roll, so like drinking enough water and cooking fresh food and stuff like that. I bought some for lunches. But I was sitting here and I was kind of like, I was like, oh, I'll do like an intro, but I hadn't scripted anything. Like I just thought I'll just talk at a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, here's like what the plan is. Here's what I'm recording. Here's what I want to do over the month. And then I chucked it all into like an editor. I was like, oh, I'll just edit this as I'm going along, so it's not like something I do at the end of the thing. And as I was editing it, I was like, oh shit, like you need to do more than just not drink for a month. You need to completely reset. So that's where that changed. But then like as I was going through it the month, I was like, oh god, maybe I'll script this a little bit, because I'm like I'm missing parts. I'm not recording kind of everything I want. I'm not sure how the story's going to come together. I need to build a picture in my head. So then I wrote out a bit of a script. And I think I got in my head, I was like, oh, but then like, how am I going to go back and re-record that? Because I think I already look different now for like, this is 2 weeks in, like I already look different from now from when I started. So then it's not going to look as, I don't think it's going to look as impressive of like a transformation. Not that it was like an impressive transformation, just like for me, I could see a visual difference though. So I wrote the script and then I kept recording the bits of videos, but haven't edited it together. Like I kind of stopped at that 2 week mark of editing it. And I don't know if it's something I'm going to release. I don't know if it's something I'm going to actually put together and tell a story with. But if I do want to make another one of these like experiments, I think I'd start with that template, that plan a little bit more. Like just sitting in Notion and writing out like what is the goal of all this. So like if like when I thought back through it, I was like, God, I should have done like a before and after. And I never really did like here's my weight, here's like the body composition, here's how I look, here's what I'm going to do. Or here's like a test I can see, like I don't know, how fast can I pedal for an hour at the start versus an hour at the end. And in my head I was like, God, it would have been cool to have done like a before and after thing like that. And I think that's kind of where like I got in my head and didn't want to make it anymore. So yeah, if I was going to do that again, I would I'd start with a plan, which I think is probably a good takeaway.
I suppose with these things, it's kind of sometimes it is the trial and error of it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So at least you've got some stuff, I guess, you can consider for next time if you did. Because I know you spoke as well about maybe doing like a different thing each month or whatever as well. So, you know, you don't need to throw the whole thing away, I guess.
No, I think that's it. Like,
and it's still progress. You still done what you said you were going to do. You just didn't put it out there, I guess.
Yep.
So
I think there was like other ideas. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do one of like, I can't touch my toes. Can you?
Was that an actual question?
That was a question. Can you touch your toes? Well, bending your legs.
I thought this was like you demonstrating like the intro to what you're gonna do. Yeah, I can touch my toes.
You can touch your toes.
It's a bit of a strain though, but yeah.
I feel like the back of my legs burn. Like there's just no flexibility. Me touching my toes. They're too far away from my hands. So I was like, I wonder what'd happen if I stretched every month. Do you think I could touch my toes at the end of it? I thought like that would make like just a funny little thing to make a little movie about. That only I care about.
Hilarious.
But yeah,
you
like
could make that literally 30 seconds. As well, like, day 1 trying to touch my toes. Day 2 trying to touch my toes.
Day 3, oh I did it. Shit.
yeah. Oops, never mind.
I thought or there's things like I don't know. Yeah, I just thought we'd talk about these little ideas. I had like a whole bunch of ideas in my head, so maybe I will still record some of these. There's a part of me that also wants to. Again, I think we spoke about this a million times. Every time I get a hobby, I end up turning it into like work.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make like cycling videos. I thought it'd be cool to be like, oh, I mentioned this before. I don't know if it's an episode just to you, but like I want to cycle around all the Premier League stadiums in London. It's like 80 kilometers, 70 kilometers, something like that. It'd be like a fun thing to go and see every stadium in one day, and cycle between them, and it's a healthy thing. But I think if I do it, I'll plan a video properly of like what I'm actually going to record when I'm out there. But we'll see what happens with that one.
Oh, well, cool. Yeah. I'm glad it's not like binned off though. Do you know what I mean? you've still potential because yeah, I said to you earlier, but I seen the bike video. I thought it was quite cool actually. Like
Yeah.
but I quite like unboxing stuff as well. So yeah, maybe I'm just a sucker for that. But yeah,
I'm here for it. Yeah, you and 5,000 other people, so it's someone liked it.
yeah, for sure. Nice.
And then the
All right.
second thing I said I would do was Dictation, the app, UI and branding.
Yes,
So I
sir.
showed you bits of this. We met up a couple weeks ago, last week.
Yep. Just for a little call.
Yeah.
Mini check-in.
Mini check-in, jumped on a call, did some hacking on some stuff together. I showed you the Dictation UI. Since then, haven't touched it. And I wasn't happy with it to like share it out then. Like I was like, there's still bits that needed worked out. There's still things that just I think weren't up to par, weren't up to the standard that I'd expect for myself. So that's something I need to continue to work on. But like the more I guess it feels so daunting, this app idea, because I'm like, I don't know how to actually like develop an app. I can do like a little bit of coding. I can do some light things. I can follow some tutorials. So but then there's this AI aspect, and like I can design for it. And I can design these scenarios, but I don't know. Where to start or how this would all connect together. And there's definitely like a daunting part of it where I'm like, God, like, am I in too deep? Is this something? Should I be doing this? Should I be at all? But I guess like everything, no one knows how to do anything until they do it. So there's that part of me. It's like, just keep going, just see if you can actually finish this and see if maybe I'll never get it actually built, but maybe I'll have like the rest of it packaged up. Maybe I'll learn how to code it up myself one day. Maybe someone will come on board and do it for me, or do it with me, which would be cool. But yeah, that one I've not made as much progress, but I think it's in a good state. Like I like the direction I was going in. I think I've got the skeleton sort of mapped out, and I've got a bit of a UI direction that I thought looked quite cool, quite quite AI. Like it looked like it'd be nice to use. It looked like something like you'd want to go in and use and record with. So it's quite happy with the direction of it. Just it needs a lot more work. I think I said to you last time, like I could do with like a full work week of just focusing on like typography to really get that to where I want it to be. But if I do an hour a week, that's going to take me 40 weeks to actually get there in my spare time. So I need to figure out how much time I'm going to spend on it and how I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I think some of that does tie into probably what I'll talk about as well. But do you think because you're looking at like all the things you can't do you think that plays a factor in like killing some of the productivity?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I've been looking up, like, I don't know, I spent some time looking up, like, oh, how would I build this, or how would this connect to this thing? So I'm not even ready. I'm not there yet. I don't know if I'm putting off the parts that maybe I find like a little bit easier, to try and learn something new. So I like in my head, I think I can get further ahead, but it is killing off productivity, definitely.
Because I think this comes down to like, we won't go into like values and all that stuff, but kind of anything in life is like, if you look at the end goal, and then like that is when things become very difficult because you're thinking about like 1,000,001 steps that have to get there, which makes it hard to actually work on it. Because I guess that's a big factor in why we probably procrastinate on things so much, is because it's like, oh, I've got this great idea, this is what the end goal would be in my head, but how to get there is like long windy road, and it feels like I'm gonna need to learn 20 new skills, and it's gonna take me like 10 years of effort to get there. But I don't know, sometimes I do wonder, it's like maybe something worth trying is noting down the things you can't do, if you can highlight them, do you know what I mean? And maybe that takes away the bits that are daunting, because then you can at least say, well, I'm not a software developer, so can't do that part. And then at least you know the bit that you can do is try and find somebody that can, as an example. Not saying this case, but yeah, I have been thinking about that myself as well, as like how to sort of kill that piece of myself, I guess, to stop productivity coming to like a grinding halt, do you know what I mean? So it's interesting, but what I've seen was cool though, so yeah, be cool if you keep it up. And are you gonna carry it forward, into next month, or do you think you'll
Oh,
let it
100%.
breathe.
No, I think I have to. I think it's one of those ones where I need to keep chipping away at it. You make a good point there. Probably what I need to do is be I guess I've tried to be specific, but
Yeah.
then it's like it feels easy to, like it feels like it's quite like an exciting thing, or like the idea in my head just spirals of like, oh, I could do this, I could do that.
Yeah.
Even as I'm designing it, I was thinking through like, okay, like this is going to be like you just tap it and like you could have like a quick action on your iOS screen that opens up and it's recording your voice and then transcribes it. I was like, oh, but like what if you're like on a train and you don't want to talk? I was like, okay, so you could just like type it in. I was like, oh, what if you see something kind of cool and you want to capture a photo, or like a video, and then save that and like process, or like it's a recording you've already done of your voice in your phone. You want to use that
Yep.
video. So in my head, I was going down these paths, and then I was like, all right, I can like sketch this out, or I can design this quickly. Like, where would these entry points be? And I guess what I should probably be doing is being like, maybe what you said there, like write it down. Here's things that I can't do. Here's things like I might do later.
Yep.
Or things that I want to learn, or things like whatever those are. But maybe I should have like a just to focus on like what are the actual, what is like the MVP of this, what are the deliverables that, or the things that I'm actually going to work on right this moment.
Yep.
I think for me it's like, because it's like my own thing and there's no time limit, doesn't cost anything, there's no money burning away or anything. It feels like I could design like the most perfect thing. Maybe I'm getting a little bit lost in that. In that part of the process where I need to be like, actually, it does these things and they're the things I'm going to design for the start. And then once I've got all that and I think it's up to standard, then I can start adding these other bits. I can start to redesign and add these other ideas in. But yeah, I think for me, maybe I need to be a bit more specific about things I'm going to do and not going to do as well. I like that as something going forward.
Yeah, sure. As a similar question, do you also, 'cause again, I've been thinking about this for myself, so let's see if you're the same, but do you find as well that when you say you are going to do something and then you do it, sometimes that also kills productivity? Because I kind of feel like it's nice when I'm like ticking off the box and stuff, but sometimes I'm also like, oh yeah, I done it, so now I don't need to bother doing this other thing, or I slip back into like a week of procrastination because I'm like, I did so well like that week, I can like take a week off. I don't know if you feel like that, but sometimes I do.
Yeah, I don't know if that happens for me. I think because like there's at least in my head, or in my Notion, there's like a never ending to do list. Like it feels like there's always something next. And when I get a little bit of that, I guess it's like when you're exercising as well. Like when you get the motivation for it, it's like I'm just going to just go for it, like, keep going, and I'll keep going with it. And then when I'm not feeling it so much, like I'll listen to myself. I'll go like, maybe I'll have like a day or two off. I do feel the longer I would take off though, then the more that kills. Like if I take, like with exercise, a good example, and I don't know who has this motto, but it's like never skip 2 days. I don't know if it's Casey Neistat or if it's someone else completely. But it's like the no 2 days off rule. It's like you can miss one day, but don't miss a second day in a row. Jesus, that's like you're going to lose that habit so quickly. So I try and keep myself honest there with not skipping these things. But then, like I said to you, we had that call, and I think we were all away at the weekend for like a wedding and stuff.
Yeah,
just time's gone. Like it wasn't at the forefront of my mind of things that needed to be done. There was just other stuff to get done in that time.
fair.
Yeah.
All right. I thought I would ask.
No, I like it. It's like
we're all different.
It's like journal prompts. I love this.
Yeah.
This could be a new section that we do.
All these discussions down, you know.
Journal prompts with Lewis. This is going to be a new new theme.
All right. Shall I go into mine then? Because mine was a simple one at face value, let's say. And so mine was that I didn't really know what I was going to do next. And so what I said is I would use the matrix in the template that I built to sort of run my big idea list through them, you know, score everything, and then I'd be like, do you know what? Now I know what I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on this and that. But that's when I ran into problems. And it's not so to be clear, I did do that. I have ran all my ideas through it, and
nice. I'll
be honest, I think it created more question marks than I thought it would.
Interesting.
And so this is probably going to come from I'll give you the rundown, but then there's probably advice wanted on the back of it as well, which is a bit in line with what I've been speaking about here. So, for example, part of that matrix says, I have some ideas that are, let's call them, say, hobbies. So that's stuff that I'm just like, that would be cool to do.
Yep.
I don't care if it really makes money or not. I don't care if I stop doing it 3 months later. I just want to do it as a little thing achieved. And then some stuff is kind of side hustles, like, oh, that's cool. That could be a little money maker, blah, blah, blah. It could develop into something bigger, but if not, I wouldn't be mad. And then some ideas, big long-term things where I'm like, this could be like next big idea and worth millions or whatever, right? So I ran them all through. And the problem I came out with is that most in, let's say, each of the categories were like very similarly scored. Some of them having the same score. So then I'm like, so which one do I actually work on,
Yep.
And I've got like these, I don't know, let's say 20 ideas laying there, varied scores, some the same. And I was just sitting there thinking, well, what do I do? Do I just pick like a hobby and a side hustle and just go for it? Or is now the time to start chipping away at the one that's actually harder?
Yep.
So yeah, I guess the short answer is I've done it. I still don't have a total answer on what I'm going to work on the next month, I guess, in terms of a strict idea. But yeah, I feel like it set me back, maybe not the right wording, do you know what I mean? But it gave me more food for thought than I expected.
Did it create a bit of doubt?
Yeah, maybe. It's just kind of so many ideas, and I'm kind of back to square one almost. Like I kind of made that to try and answer the question for me, do you know what I mean? But now I just need to think about what I've got and when I'm going to work on them, I guess. But
if you were to like, if you think in your head just now, like objectively, are they like, or beforehand even maybe, did they feel quite close? Or did you think like, oh, there's obviously one of these that are actually going to be the thing I should work on? Or was there one thing that maybe stood out where you went, I don't think that's right. I don't think it is the thing I should work on?
Yeah, probably a bit of both as well. Yeah, because I think there's some stuff there where, for example, I put it through and I was just like, do you know what? I probably don't want to work on that.
Yep.
To be honest. But there's still plenty there that I would like to work on. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard, and I don't know. I kind of feel like I should maybe just like close my eyes and throw the dartboard type of thing and just say, let's do this. I'm gonna try it for a month, see what happens, or see how far I can get.
Yep.
The original idea, behind obviously listing all my ideas into that template was just so that whenever I had an hour, I could kind of just go, that one stands out to me, so I'm going to spend an hour just. So I don't know, maybe that's still a good approach even for now, and then see which one naturally starts to build maybe. But yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult when you've got a lot of ideas, because I'm just like, part of me is kind of like, my motivation probably now is like, I know it's not as productive as last month, but motivation wise at an all-time high. Like I'm enjoying doing the check-ins, I'm enjoying marking stuff off, doing all these things that I'm saying I'm gonna do. So I know that I can at least spend some time if I allocate myself time. So maybe that is just the best approach, is just chip away. But I just don't want to like waste time almost as well. Maybe that's the fear here, is like, I'll go and spend 2 months doing that when I could have spent too much chipping away at that big idea.
True.
That's kind of where my mind is, yeah.
There's like two thoughts that come to mind. One was, so when we were first talking about this matrix, and like I was testing your stuff out, and I was adding things in, like I also found that like, I don't really care for that. And like, I guess it's maybe like and I never did. We spoke about this before. There's some ideas where I'm like, meh. I should probably just have deleted them. I should probably have like archived them, put them somewhere else, and like out of my mind. I'm not even gonna work on that because why? Because I didn't want to. Maybe I should write like a note. So I wonder if that's worth it, like for you to go through that and be like, I don't want to work on this. Like I've thought it through enough, where my heart's just not in it. I don't like. It might be a great idea, but it's just not something for you. Maybe you clear them out, so you start to whittle down that list, and it becomes less noisy. And then if you've got ideas that none of them then in that list would be ideas you don't want to work on, and like the 2 months is going to pass anyway, like
Yeah, true.
throwing a dart at that, I wouldn't actually throw a dart at your screen. Throwing a figurative dart at that list of ideas isn't a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Print them out and see which one Munch eats first and go with that. Like that time's going
All
to
of them.
pass anyway, innit? Like we started this in
True.
April or
Yeah.
May. We're now
Yep,
in
yep.
November. So again, like I don't think it's a case of like, oh, what if we had started in April or May? Like we've both made progress in things we want to make progress on. I don't think either of us would have done any of the things that we've done. We've launched the site, we've recorded all these videos, we've set up like a Discord community for this. We've
Spoiler.
documented a whole bunch of our ideas. We've started
Yeah.
on some, we've killed some off. Like, well, I think we've done quite a bit. Just
Yeah.
I think we just keep chipping away at it. I like you remember that Levels guy, Levels IO on Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
He did 12 months of 12 startups, and he's like, I've got 30 days to launch something.
Yep.
Of course, he didn't have a full-time job. He was just focused on this, but I think by like month 4 or the 4th idea, he'd created the one that was like great for him. And I think it was just like that. Those 4 months would have passed, regardless of
Yeah.
what ideas he worked on. The 4th one just happened to hit. And then there's other people like that. The Starter Story guy, I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
follow him.
Yeah.
He tried something similar. I think he got to 24 ideas, and they all had failed, or he'd sold a couple, but they'd all pretty much failed. And then he realized his startup was Starter Story, and it was the stories of
Yeah.
all these businesses failing. It's like, so again, like that time would have passed if he had done it or not.
True.
But if he hadn't done it, he wouldn't have got to the Starter Story one. If Levels hadn't done it, I don't think he would have got to that 4th idea on his list. So yeah, maybe it is a case of throwing a dart and just seeing what happens.
I think that's kind of what I meant when I said what you were saying ties into this as well, where it's kind of like maybe getting too caught up in the detail and the end goal of some stuff, you know. It's just like reality is you don't know till you try, right? So, you know, the thing that I think's a big idea could be the worst idea there, and the thing that takes 2 weeks to do could be the next big thing, you know. So yeah, I think probably a bit more RNG, and just try it, because I guess at the very least you might just learn something as well, right, that you can carry forward to something else. So okay.
I think you
That's
answered
help.
yourself on your exercise stuff when I said like, oh, do you have like a metric? You're like, nah, I'm just enjoying the process. I'm feeling good about it. Like you're feeling
Yeah.
motivated. Like just enjoy the process and try stuff.
Yeah, true.
But you got to give yourself props as well. Like give yourself a pat on the back. You did what you said you were going to do. You filled out the matrix. You thought through the ideas. You've documented them and started to actually think through which of these are things I want to work on or feasible or fun, and not just, man, I've got 20 ideas. If only I had the
true.
time, because the time, well, I'm not going to say the time's there because it's not really, but we can.
Yeah,
We've both learned we can make time if we want to.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point. Yeah. All right. That's helped.
Nice. Which
I think I've digested it more. You know, sometimes it's just you said it yourself. Like I probably answered my own question, but sometimes it's just nice to kind of edit or hear your own thoughts from somebody else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's cool.
it's good to just chat it through sounding boards and that.
Yes, sir. You did mention something there though, the Discord, which I guess we
Yeah.
both had a bit of a mess around with. So
I think
hot off the press.
I was you did more than me. I was on the call and messing about with the site. You were smashing out a Discord.
I mean, it's quite basic, but it's there. 8% Club Discord. We'll put a link in the description of this video, obviously.
Yep.
So anybody watching, please come get involved. The idea behind it and this community is we want everybody to get involved, help each other, just like we're doing now. Talk to each other about ideas, vent on some things. You know, we can all help each other achieve goals and stuff. So Discord seems like it could be a pretty good place to do that and just hash out with like-minded people. So come join it.
100%.
Why not? Yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there whilst it was mentioned, you know.
That's a good one. The Discord's something that we're going to start using for our updates. So we're writing them down. There's a chance then for other folks. I guess it's a bit easier than like YouTube comments or whoever else we were thinking of doing this before. It's a good place for people to come and also meet similar people or find their accountability partner. I guess like a goal for us is to try and to try and grow this, to try and get a bit of a community over there.
Mhm.
I tried one thing, by the way, I never mentioned it to you,
Oh.
but it failed, like
Oh.
spectacularly. But I'll try again. I think I assume I did something wrong. I'll try again.
Okay.
But I was on Reddit, and it was like, oh, use Reddit's the best community ever. Like, use it to launch your ideas. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And it was like, oh, we'll match. I think it was that thing, we'll match whatever you put in. So if you put in £10, they give you 20. I was like, perfect. I will put in 10 quid then, and I will have an ad, like an 8% club ad. Come and join the club. And then nothing happened. Like, I set it all up. I did the creative, and I was going to wait for it to come up. Then I was going to send you it. I was like, why has it not came up? Like, why is there nothing? It's like, no, try it, not started. And then clicked into it and realized it had been actioned. It had got blocked for being misleading. And I don't know if you can create a community offside out of Reddit, and that was the issue, or not. So I need to try and read through what their terms of service or what what I can advertise there, or how I could use that. But I thought that's actually a pretty good place. And I was trying to target like r/startups. Is there people in there who just need like an accountability partner? Yeah, and there's a part of me that maybe thought maybe actually a Reddit community would be a good idea. But I don't want this to be so sporadic where like it's on YouTube and Discord and Reddit. I think we maybe just commit to what we've got and then we can adapt later on. But
yeah, true.
But yeah, I did try. I just failed. I don't know what I did wrong.
Sometimes that's the main part about trying, right? Is to fail and then realize where you went wrong. So all good.
I feel like Reddit ads would be like a cool thing just to know how to use. Like I understand Google Ads a little bit. I have no idea like what traffic you get from Reddit ads or how high intent the traffic are. So I think that'd also just have been a good thing to learn for us for if it was something we were going to use in the future.
Yeah, totally. Well, have a nosy at it. I'm sure we'll crack it. But it is something that I want, to do this month as well, this upcoming month. Not to jump too far ahead, but is to like do a bit of promo for the Discord as well, just to try and bring the numbers up. Because I don't know, I feel like once the ball gets rolling, it'll roll quite significantly. Something like this, like especially when we get like-minded people in. So yeah, you can keep cracking at the Reddit ad, and I'll make TikToks.
Are you a gambling man? Do you want a friendly bet?
Okay. Yeah.
What's the wager first? What would we like? Do you want money? Do you want me to donate to a charity? Do you want like what is there a thing? What do we do?
I feel like it's chicken and egg, innit? It's like based on the severity of the task at hand. So what is the?
I was going to suggest is that the first person to bring 10 people into the Discord wins the challenge, and the other person has to do something. And I was thinking like you donate 10 quid to a charity, or I don't know.
Right, let's do that. You pick a charity, I'll pick a charity. It doesn't need to be right now. I was going to say a tenner per person that's brought in. Is that too much?
Go for it.
You're like,
let's go for it. I like that.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's a
so
high
if you bring
acquisition
10
cost.
people in, I'll it's a tenner per person. But you need to hit the 10, or I need to hit 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is your first person to get 10 people in. I guess we need to try and keep track of ourselves, like where somebody came from.
Yeah,
we'll figure that out. But yeah, first one to get 10 people into the Discord. Hopefully, one of us is on 10, one of us is on 9. And
they have to be real people, no like buying bots off of like Fiverr or something. Just outsourcing users, like.
Yeah, real people.
I mean, it could easily happen from like putting a video online. To be fair.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We'll keep folks updated, so they'll see. Like, will it happen in a month? Don't know. Will it happen in 2 episodes? We'll find out. We will keep people updated with this little bet then as we go along. This counts as my part. If you do want to click the link in the description, you'll count as mine.
I already said it.
Oh, that was not gonna. Oh, you did say it first. Shit. All right, don't click his link. Go through the website 8%.club and sign up to Reddit there. I don't know how we're going to track this. I don't know how it's going to work. We'll have to ask people where they came from.
It can be the first poll in the Discord once we've got 10 or so users.
Yep.
Well, yeah. We'll see. Do we talk about what we're doing next month, other than I've said promo Discord? I guess I still need to figure out what I'm working on, but
Yeah,
uh,
I said I was going to do the. I'm going to continue with dictation UI. I need to get more.
yeah,
I'm going to be more specific. I'm going to. So I've got the core flow. I think I'm maybe going to start to document things I won't design for, and then just have those core screens. So I had like a startup screen. I had the home feed. I had the creation process. I have the page where you go and read that, and then I want to do one around like how do you edit or add more context into like a dictation,
yeah,
so that I've got a few. I guess like that's like the sort of like the core flow of how the app would work that I could show people, an engineer, whoever. So I'm going to sort of write down the things I will and won't do, and then start or continue work on those screens. So hopefully by the next check-in, I can show you, and they look very different from what you've seen a couple of weeks back.
okay, sick, sounds good.
But that's the only thing I'm committing to. Yeah, you?
All right.
I'll throw Dart an idea.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that. Okay, here's what I'll do. I kind of said in a previous one I would do the template plus free creative ideas.
Mhm.
So what I'll do is throw 2 darts, excuse me, one into like a hobby thing
Yeah,
and one into an idea,
I like that.
like an actual idea.
I like that.
So that's it. So I'll throw 2 darts blind, decide what they are, and then just chip away at them in the month. So by the next one, I'll be able to give you a bit more detail as to what they were and what I done.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll spend some significant time on that.
I like it. I like it. Update it in the Discord when you pick your ideas
Yes,
as
sir.
well. It can be any time throughout the month, and I'll cheer
Yeah.
you on. I
I'll be
like
in the
that.
chat.
We for the next bit, we should get to pick like a random idea from each other's list of what we work on for a month. I think that'd be quite funny. But I'm not going to take
Okay.
money away from a charity now that we've said it. So let's do the charity thing first, and then.
Yeah. Or we come up with an idea the other person has to work on
Oh,
for a month.
this feels like a good segue to our last topic.
Yes.
Road to £1
So-
million.
I had no idea what sound effect was
Me
fitting for
either, so I
that.
did them all.
Yeah. Pew, pew.
I'll see what you do in editing. We'll find.
Damn, okay, yeah.
Yeah, do you want to intro the idea?
Yeah, I'll try. So roads to £1 million, something we've kind of thrown out there as an idea of its own, something that is still very high level, still very undetermined, but we think it's something that would be cool to work on, most likely together, as an independent series, I guess, to the monthly check-ins.
Yep.
And something that is still, I guess, I wouldn't say community focused, but community will be open to community involvement is probably the best way to say it.
And helpful.
Like, yeah. So we'll be sharing what's going on, and essentially, we want to work on something that ends up with us having £1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's another way to describe it at this stage, to be
No.
honest. We have some loose ideas, but yeah, we're going to work on that and document, share the process.
Yep.
I feel like that was a terrible, terrible description. That's what happens when you put me on the spot.
Sorry, pal.
That's right. Rule number 1 of Road to $1 Million: I don't do the sales pitch.
we practice it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you give a good intro. So the plan
Cool.
would be that we you said probably together. I think together is a good idea.
I think so.
Yeah, work on an idea or a set of ideas until we became millionaires. It's a bit of like Del Boy from Only Fools and Horses. Is that like no? Who am I thinking of? Pinky and the Brain. This time next year we'll be millionaires. Who am I thinking of?
I have no idea.
That is Only Fools
Are
and
you
Horses,
talking
isn't
about
it?
Pinky and Brain? Like
That's taking over the world.
type
No,
of
that's
thing?
I got that
Yeah,
wrong. That's
okay.
not that one.
No.
This time next year we'll be millionaires. Yeah, so it's a bit of like let's work on something together to launch an idea that we think could make £1 million. And we wanted to document each of these episodes, so you'd come along with the journey and you'd see how we were brainstorming ideas, how we were researching which ones to pick, and seeing like I guess like a bit of behind the scenes for the stuff that we're doing. And the ideas that you would be able to, like, you the viewer would be able to either partake and help and steer what this thing is, or come back and learn from it. Maybe like there's a part of it you're like, I don't know how to validate ideas. Wonder what Lewis and Grant did to validate their idea if it worked. And I guess there's a few like YouTube channels that do something like this. So there's Road to 100 for like Call of Duty, where folk try and get to like 100 games with no losses. I think I've seen other people trade up from like Ryan Trahan, trade up for like a penny to £1 million or a penny to something. Feels like that kind of journey type idea. And then if the question is for folks who are watching this, if you're still watching at this point, is it something you want to see? Is it something that's interesting? Is that is that something that would be quite fun to watch? Of course, like it's like an impossible. It feels like an impossible. It's not an impossible goal at all. It feels like one of those impossible goals where it might never happen, but it also might, and I think that'd be pretty sick to document. If we become the first people to sell
1 million Discord for a quid each.
I was trying to think of something ridiculous, like an invention, like a self-folding box for moving house.
Who knows? But I think it's definitely got the room, I think, to be an interesting development, especially if we, early on for the 8% Club, we said we wanted to be quite open and honest about the check-ins, what we were doing, advice we found along the way. So if we do that, if we keep that mindset with something like Road to $1 Million, somebody can literally do the same thing as we were doing it, and if it pays off, we'll also be a millionaire. They also might go through the same failures as us, but
hopefully not.
I think it's just, it could be an interesting from a community point of view, or like, we're trying to do this, and who knows, somebody watching might be able to contribute to the idea, and suddenly they're actually part of whatever it is. There's a lot of avenues, I think, that could be cool.
Feels like something I'd want to watch, which is why I quite like the concept of it. But yeah, let us know what you think. Leave us a comment, message us hi@8%.club, or email us. Instagram, Twitter, 8% Club as well. Drop us a message and let us know what you think of that as an idea. Or use the likes and dislikes of this video. Like, give a thumbs up for a good idea, or thumbs down if you think it's a shitty one.
Or if you want to jump in the Discord and just talk about it there, you could do that.
You can have
just
this one.
Hashtag lose.
That's fair. You can have this one. Man, you better pick a good charity if you win.
But yeah, for sure. But I guess let's add that to maybe both of our list to try and have a bit of a plan, I guess, for how we're going to start it, and maybe. I don't know. We can decide on a launch date or something, but
if we are going to film it, we should probably have like a shared, not like a script, but a shared like outline of what thing we're going to film. If I learned anything from my 30-day reset, it was that you'll come up with a cool idea and you'll go, shit, it's too late, I've missed that part. And
I just want to know, are you telling me I need to go and buy like a nice new fancy camera as well that's suitable for vlogging?
Nah. Do you watch Syndicate on YouTube?
I don't watch him.
No.
Like, I know who he is and stuff.
So he does like Life of Tom vlogs now, and everything's on his iPhone, and it's like the quality is shit hot. The sound's fine. You got an iPhone, bro? You're fine.
I just got the 16 Pro though, and I'm like,
did ya?
It's much better than mine, but I'm like not impressed either with the camera. I'm like, I thought by now the iPhone camera is supposed to be like sick.
Were you
I
Android
think it
before?
isn't. Well, I was Android, and then I went to like an iPhone 12. So I was like a few iterations out, and now I'm on this. So like, it's good, but I wasn't like,
the zoom's
I couldn't
good.
take a picture of the moon and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the zoom's good, but like, it's only so good it can get. I don't think the iPhone 12 is terrible at all.
No,
I don't think it gets it. I don't think it gets as good, or like the jumps in technology aren't as impressive as they were.
That's good to know though. I can just vlog with my phone. I don't need to buy a camera. Megan will be happy.
If you want permission, mate, I can tell you to buy a camera.
Obviously, Grant said I need to buy a camera. I can't make £1 million. So.
Yeah, that with the Road to $1 Million. How did you never reach it?
Road to $1 million,
cameras.
£2,000 down. Fucking hell.
All right.
All right. Pleasure as always.
On that note, see you, pal.
Peace.